Entering Survivor style. Welcome. It's the Survivor post-game show, the Manchild Show with Boy Green Digital. We'll be joined in a moment by Bret LaBelle, our Survivor insider, who's in another interesting location. He'll tell us all about it in just a moment. Oh, I'm bummed. One of my people got eliminated tonight. Matt, you gave it too hard, Matt. What are you doing? Take it easy. Oh, man, we had the tribe swap, and it turned everything upside down and backwards. All right, welcome aboard, everybody. As you hop into the room, feel free to hop into the comments as well. You can ask Bret questions. You can ask us questions. You can just throw up thoughts and random things as we talk about tonight's Survivor episode 4 of season 49. It's been an interesting season, but finally the Kella tribe just so weak, down to 2, so we had to do a tribe swap. And then I don't know, but good for me that they kept this buff in play, Boy Green, and I have the blue buff, the Kella
nice
buff,
there you go,
and it's still in play. I thought they were going to wipe it off the face of the earth. Frankly, they should have. That tribe played so poorly, but
they won
didn't.
though. Yeah,
and we turned into 2 tribes of 2, and unfortunately Matt found himself out on the numbers. All right, well, let's bring him in. He's our Survivor insider. He breaks it all down with us every single week. It's Bret LaBelle. How are you, sir?
Hey, guys. How are you? I'm coming to you live here from the Survivor Ultimate Fan Cafe.
Nice.
As you can see. There we go. In Boston. It's in Boston, 262 Friend Street till I think November 9th. So if you're in Boston, you want to see a watch party, come on down. So.
Wow. So we could just, come to a watch party if we go to Boston. See, that's right. That's what these big cities have to offer, Boy Green. We're small town America here in central New York. We got to move to the big city like Boston.
That's true. Yeah. So Bret, you said just to confirm for all the fans who may not know about it, pop-up restaurant, right? So it's only going to be open for a couple more weeks, right?
Yeah, till the 9th, November 9th. I don't know. This is the first one they've done. I think it's been a success. I mean, every night I'm here, it's packed.
Yeah.
And the watch parties are even busier. It was a lot of fun. So
do they?
Go ahead.
Do they just take a place that isn't a restaurant and turn it into a restaurant, or do they take over another restaurant, or is this just an outdoor pop-up thing and it's temporary and then they just cart it away? Tell them how.
Yeah, it's a former bar. Well, it's a bar. It's actually owned by one of the contestants, Shannon's father.
Okay.
Who runs Dirty Water TV in Boston also, which I've been on before.
Okay.
So it's a cool bar. It's 3 floors. It's right, literally we're like a block from the Garden. So the Boston Garden. So if you want to come watch it, this is a legit Boston sports bar where when you come down to watch the Celtics or the Bruins, you're probably hitting this place for a couple of drinks before you go home or before you go into the game.
And you see how Boston people, Boy Green, they still call it Boston Garden. Who needs the TD and the whole, sponsorship thing? It's the Boston Garden, man. That's it. It's the rebuilt Boston Garden. That's what.
So, Lurch, can you start off this interview correctly? So you're saying that the Boston Garden is the #1 garden in all of America?
No, we know there's only one. That's the world's most famous arena.
Yeah, come on, Lurch. Feel free to say it.
Proud, Lurch. Say it.
We know there's only one garden in this world. It's called Madison Square Garden. It's in the biggest city and the greatest city in the world, my friends. All right, that's where it is. That's where it's at.
All right, let's get into it because I know Lurch is all salty about it because here's the fantasy draft.
I am salty.
And
I'm
Lurch,
so salty.
Already we had a fantasy draft for everyone who's just tuning in. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. Bret is unscathed. All 3 of the players that he drafted have not been eliminated. Lurch has 2 eliminated now with Matt going home tonight. He's only got Steven left, and I still got Jason and Rizzo. So, Jason, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. But Lurch's gripe is about the tribe swap and that it screwed him. Now that Kella, so we could go in a couple of layers here, Bret. Jeff explained that they were always going to do a tribe swap when there was 14 people left. They just got to it faster because of the emergency evacuation for Jake last week. So basically, we, in terms of the public, got in an episode earlier, a week before it actually would have happened for that switch. Starting off there, is that true? Or can Survivor at any point that they want to say, yeah, F it, we're just going to do a tribe swap? Or is it all predetermined? You're on mute, Bret.
You muted yourself by accident there, Bret. Unmute. There you
go. There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, gotcha.
All right. So, So, the question was a tribe swap, right?
Yeah, so like Jeff says that Jeff explained it. He doesn't normally break this fourth wall, but he said we were always going to do a tribe swap when there was 14 people left. He said we just got to it faster because Jake got medically disqualified, so we as the public got an episode earlier. Is that true, or is it all predetermined? Or
yes, it's all everything's predetermined. It's a game show, right? So they have rules. Everything's predetermined. They knew they were going to go to 14 people tonight. My feeling though is when you have a tribe that gets decimated like you saw tonight or last week or whatever, they should do the swap earlier. You know, like I don't think that's fair to let two people hang in one tribe. You know,
So Lurch, go ahead. Explain more of your gripe. The swap happens.
Let me just put it this way, because you're an old school survivor, Bret. We've talked about this for years and years, and you say, hey, you know, the longer version is the better version, and I agree with you, by the way. The 39 days instead of this 26-day, you know,
correct.
Essentially, they claim, they're not feeding them anything, so it's worse. But
no, it's not worse.
No way.
You go mentally ill by day 30. You're mentally ill.
39 days. It's got to be tremendous. It's got to be tremendous. It gets just worse and worse the longer you go out. But the idea that you work those relationships, you work with, you know, your alliance, you build alliances, you stay, sometimes you're hiding in the weeds, and then your fate, in the case of Matt, or it could have been Jason tonight too, so I'm not just sour grapes because I had Matt in the draft, is determined essentially by a coin flip. It's determined by randomness. It's not determined by how you played the game. It's not determined by whether you were capable of going deep in the game, because I actually think both of these players had the potential to go very deep. They just end up on the wrong side of the numbers. Is that okay? Is that just part of Survivor? Should I be mad at all about that?
No, you should be mad, because it is. Tribe swaps can ruin people, and they did tonight. I actually think Matt has the personality, and I've met him. He's got a great personality. He's got the chops for a great social game. He got nervous. He started throwing names out. You really got to kind of lay back. I was in this position. You have to kind of lay back and listen to what everyone's saying, and you got to kind of take it in. And you can throw your 2 cents in, but you got to be very careful what you're saying. You know, when you start throwing names out, he inadvertently put a target back on himself when he threw out Nate's name. You know.
So he
might have survived. He might have survived, and it might.
I think so. I think he's a likable guy. He's a fisherman. He's out there doing stuff with the tribe. I think his main screw up tonight was throwing out Nate's name. That was stupid. Like you gotta know your spot in the tribe and kind of lay back a little bit.
Well, speaking of Nate, we talked about, the old days of 39 days of Survivor versus 26. One of the things I liked about the old Survivor is that, tribal councils were juicier. The snake and the rat. We had people going after each other. Yeah. So I'm going to be honest. What I love tonight is when Matt says, I don't, the good thing I could say about my name is I didn't throw anyone under the bus. And Nate immediately says, well, you threw both of them under the bus to me. And then all of a sudden awkward. And I'm like, oh, juicy. This is what I'm talking about, Bret. Getting back to that was good.
Well, it was every man for himself at that point, right? I mean, he kind of had to do what he had to do to, so. But it was, and Nate, I think Nate took it a little too personal too. Like I was kind of laughing when he was, getting angry. I was like, listen, dude, your name's gonna get brought up in this game. It's a game,
I totally agree.
You can't get offensive every time. Like the smarter move would have been Jason. It really would have been. And Rizzo thought, and
Savannah.
They both saw it. Like it's like, no, Matt's easy. That's an easy vote. You can do that anytime. That was definitely the vote. It should have been. Was it Jason?
Jason.
Yeah. Jason.
It definitely should have been Jason. Yeah.
He's sneakier. He's a little slyer, but his days may be numbered unless this tribe starts winning, and then he can maybe forge some new relationships and some new cracks can be formed. But right now, he looks like dead man walking. And I agree with you. You mentioned that thing on Nate. I said this to Boy Green before we hit the airwaves. What is Nate getting so mad about? I mean, this is Survivor. As you said, your name's going to come up. And number two, put yourself in Matt's position. I mean, he's in desperation world. He's going to throw somebody's name out there. Why not go for the head of the snake? I mean, he swung too high, unfortunately, trusted all the wrong people. I think you're right. He should have listened more. But desperation has a way of doing things to people, and he's not going to be the first person ever that was susceptible to something like that.
No, I mean, he had one conversation and made one mistake. I really think that's what cost him the game. So,
yeah. Also, let's go back to Matt for a second. He said, I don't want to say this, but I didn't really love Sandra's game. And then he mentioned that a few times at camp, and then Jeff gave him some crap about it. He's like, it worked twice. as long as it's not me. What do you think about the Sandra hate? That's a very viral topic every time that's brought up on social media. The Queen of Survivor.
Yeah, there's a lot of Sandra hate. Sandra's awesome. She's a wonderful person. She's, I hung out with her many times. I consider her a friend. Listen, this game is about getting to the end. I don't care how. That's why I love when people say, well, I actually had this fight with, or not a fight, but an argument with Will Wall on my season. Like, everyone wants this Survivor report card. I actually think Will, my boy, actually coined the phrase Survivor report card.
Yeah.
But, I get it. That's great. You want to have big moves. Big moves are fun. Big moves get you a lot of airtime. But the name of the game for me is $1 million. And any way you can slither through and get there. And Sandra, you don't even touch her. I don't care if you like her game, you don't like her game. She's got $2 million in the bank. Like, she's good. She doesn't need your approval, So, and she's a fantastic person. And if you actually sit and have a beer or hang out with Sandra, you understand 100% why she won twice.
Now, Bret, I'm a big guy for nicknames. The guy right here, I gave him that nickname that you see in quotes inside his name there, Boy Green. So I'm big on nicknames, but I'm never a big fan when you give yourself a nickname. And apparently Rizzo thinks RizGod is going to be his nickname. Tell me how you feel about the nickname that he's labeling himself. Nobody else is calling him RizGod, but clearly he's calling himself the RizGod.
So it's funny, Lurch, it's funny you grabbed on this because Rob has a podcast, had Troy Zan on this week, and they were talking about the same thing. And Troy Zan did not like Troy Zan was given his nickname, so he kind of feels like this kid's given himself a nickname. But I don't see it that way. I see Riz as he's a young kid. He's probably coming from high school or something like that. So I think he probably had that nickname in high school, and he used it on the show. I'm giving him a little bit of slack on that, whereas Troy Zan and some other people aren't. And you obviously aren't, but I'm going to give him a little slack on the nickname. But I do see what you're saying. You don't ever want to give yourself a nickname, but I feel like this is a nickname that he took with him probably from high school or college or something like that, So.
And I just want to say that Rizzo was my favorite draft pick of our Survivor Fantasy draft, an absolute favorite of mine.
Yeah,
so salute Rizzo.
Yeah.
Just one thing
we don't want to get into
that. As this game winds down is that he doesn't.
Oh, don't.
I think there's a challenge flag out on that.
Yeah,
I think there's a challenge flag out on that. Actually,
I think the NFL would rule in my favor on that one.
Yeah, I think you're right. Actually, I'm gonna side with you, Lurch, on this one. Yeah. Sorry, Boy Green. That was a snake move. That was like a snake move, like last week. Yeah. You know what I mean?
All you have to do is get to the end, Brett.
It was very Russell Hantz on me. I should expect it from him, Brett, and frankly, I do.
That's a Russell Hantz move, but you're right. Hey, Russell got five. Didn't win, though. He didn't win the game, but he got five.
Never gotten the million. All right, let's talk about the challenge. It was an interesting one. We've seen the boat pull before, but I like this stacking thing and this balance beam. It had some ebb and flow to it, and it turned out to be pretty close. What'd you think of tonight's challenge?
I actually really liked it because it was different. It was different. It was fun, and it was like you said, you had to figure it out. There was, and that there was a way to do that would have been a lot easier. But they did a great job. I really thought they were going to come from behind that second try, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
What do you think about not having a puzzle? Because it's not like something they had to figure out. I mean, they had to figure out how to stack each other, but it wasn't one of those puzzles where it's a brain locking thing that we've had in most of these Survivor challenges. Was that refreshing in some way to you?
Oh, I think so. I mean, look I love a good puzzle like everyone else, but every now and then you gotta switch it up. And I thought this was it was kind of puzzly. You had to figure out how to get the stack up. But no, I think it was good. Anything different is good, and that was a different challenge than we've seen.
Hey, let me ask you about the Jawan thing. So Matt, overplays a little bit, tries to go for the head of the snake in Nate. Thinks maybe he could trust Jawan because they went on that little journey together. Yep. All right. It turns out, of course, he couldn't. But Jawan really playing it up, playing the acting card here. I was kind of buying it at the moment, and then all of a sudden he walked away and he's like,
How are you?
That, of course. So what did you make of that? Is that fair play in Survivor? What'd you think of what Jawan did?
Yeah, anything's fair, anything you're in the game is fair, and I think they're I thought it was fine. Why, you didn't like it?
No, I liked it. I was fine with it. I mean,
just poor awareness, I guess, because he didn't know that he's actually on the bottom.
But
like
he doesn't realize he is on the bottom of his tribe. And so Matt was telling him the truth. Matt was reading the room well. He's not reading the room well, but then, he's going to stay with his tribe.
So here's the thing. But you don't, self-awareness, if someone, he doesn't have self-awareness. He doesn't have self-awareness on where he sits. And you see that so much out there. Like, you really got to kind of look around and say, okay, where do I fit in this tribe?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do that. He actually made a bad choice. I was thinking when I was watching that scene, I'm like, ooh, this could be good for him. If he jumps on with Matt, this could be good for his game, getting him further in the game. But he laughed at it and thought it was a joke, and he ran to them and told them, thinking he was loyal. But you're right. I mean, you got to kind of know where you're sitting. If he had knew where he was sitting, logically, he would have jumped ship and he would have taken that game over,
Right. It's funny, I watch past seasons of Survivor all the time, Brett, and this afternoon I was just catching up on a few old seasons of Survivor episodes, and I was watching that season with, if you remember, Debbie, who was on the season with Michelle Williams.
Oh, yeah. Debbie Warner, right? Was it Debbie Warner?
She's running the ship. Like, that's, again, lack of self-awareness. He's just watching going, you have no clue. Nobody is following you. She's like, I'll bring them all to the well. I'll pull them all in. I'll be determining this game. It's like, no one's listening to you. What are you talking about?
But isn't that so fun to watch? It's so fun.
So much fun when
that's what she was on Game Changers, by the way.
Completely the other way.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's so fun. Debbie Warner, I think her name was. I met her. She's great. She's a riot. She's just as funny in person. But it's like fun. It's so fun to watch that happen, because some people just have they just don't understand where they're at. Ken from my season was very much like that. So
did you like the Survivor fake out tonight? Jeff calling it a fake out. They bring him in for the tribe swap. Looks like there's going to be a challenge. And then he goes, oh no, that's just a fake out. Go back to your tribes. What'd you make of that? It was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Jeff likes to do that. To me, it's just boring and lame, but it is what it is,
Let me throw this in here, and I hope we can normalize this more. So, when Jeff reveals, hey, you guys want to know what the reward tonight is? Yeah, woo! And then he unveils it, and everyone just fake claps no matter what's under, the reward that they're to show. And so he goes to Sophie and says, Sophie, isn't it so cool that you guys have this random-ass fruit up here? And then she went, actually, this sucks. That's diet food. I wanted something much better. So I'm totally with her. If they just unveiled a bunch of fruit, you ready for some fruit? I don't eat fruit at home when I have a choice. Do you think I'm going to want fruit when I'm just on an island? I love that.
Hallelujah to Sophie. I loved her more when I saw that. Give me Sophie, right? She's the other Sophie?
Yeah, Sophie, yes.
Yeah,
right.
Dude, that was great. And I'm like, she's 100% right. You don't want them to lift up that cover and see a bunch of fruit. Not that there's anything wrong with fruit. Fruit's great, but you want some substance. You want some meat. You want something that's going to put you in a good mood and get you through the next challenge. Yeah, I agree with her 100%. And I thought that was a riot when she called him out.
We got a little rivalry bubbling here in the background, Brett, and that is I call it the Sage Shannon divide. All right. You've got one side. She's the meditator. She's the Jesus person. Sage, she's all, got that going on. And then,
Shannon, rather.
That's Shannon. And then you've got Sage, who's just like, I take a little longer to warm up to people. I just can't fake it, dare I say. So what do you make of what's going on there? It looks like that's going to be a storyline here as we go forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of these people we really haven't seen a lot of. We're going to see a lot more of their personality. We're going to see a lot more going forward. So I'm excited about it. Once we start to weed through and get towards the merge, we're going to start getting to the real nitty gritty, and we're going to really start to get to know these people.
Are you team
Rizzo's
team
getting a heck of an edit. He's getting a heck of an edit, and so is Sophie B. I'll tell you, I loved her tonight. Sophie B. Yeah.
Got right in there with those Umi people, man.
Oh, 100%. Overall, though, when we're looking at this episode, by the way, real quick reminder for everyone that's watching on YouTube, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. We got 300 people in the room, so make sure you come on over here. Let me promote it here on the show. We're doing a lot of free giveaways, so youtube.com/MC Show Digital. It is free to subscribe. Make sure you guys join up on the channel and show all your support. We do these weekly post-game recaps every single week with Bret LaBelle at 9:45 minutes after the show, so it's always a a lot of fun. Sage? No, wait. Shannon. All these S ones. And Alert, you got me confused.
5 girls with S names on this season of Survivor. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, Shannon was accused of using her spirituality, and we heard that actually from Steven, another S name, the Survivor contestant on Lurch's side, about saying that she overplayed the spiritual stuff to sort of lure people in and use that as an advantage. Did you get that same? Yeah, right. Did you get that same vibe, Brett, from Shannon?
Listen, I am in the house of Shannon right now, so I got to be very careful what I say.
Oh, yes, of course.
So I will say this. No, I didn't. Listen,
I think she's being genuine. I really do.
I think she's being genuine. I think it's a good way. I saw it on my season. There's a lot of people that are religious or
kind of believe in destiny. I think he was about to say before he froze up. I don't know if we're going to get that back here. He kind of froze on us. Oh, we got the old dreaded, terrible,
I think we got him back. So
what happened?
Yeah, continue. You just froze for a second. Continue where you were.
So I think that she's doing what being spiritual, talking about your faith. Thank you, brings people together, and I think that she saw that and she went with it, and I think maybe it's just that they've been on the island a lot together, so maybe there was more of that coming out.
Well, Brett, just be careful. Don't say anything bad about Shannon. I don't want her to cut off the Wi-Fi on your phone again.
That's what she just did. I'm in the house of Shannon right now. Now. So.
I didn't really ask you this, Brett. We've talked about the tribe swap, but what do you think of how the tribes landed in terms of, do you like the new tribes now? Do you like one more than the other? What are your thoughts about how this shook out?
No, I like it. I wish Sophie had a win. It was interesting to watch her, and she's been at every tribal council. That's gotta, But I'll tell you what, that also tells me she's going to play really hard for the rest of the game. So I think it's going to be good. I know it's hard for them to go through it, but I think it's going to be really good for her on the other end.
Well, Brett, you should feel good because I think that she's getting an awesome edit. She's doing a really good job of blending in. Again, Brett, you can tell the story yourself, and you said it earlier about being what appears to be on the wrong side of the numbers and in a bad situation to be able to fight your way out of it. Man, Sophie is saying the right things, doing the right things, and man, she's a really eloquent speaker and she just finds fun analogies to use for her situation. I was like a puppy out there in the streets, and I just wanted to be adopted, and now they adopted me. And then she talked about the ship being wrecked when and all the Kelly problems. So, man, she's getting a hell of an edit, Brett.
Yeah, she is getting a hell of an edit, and she's really likable when you meet her. But the other thing is that she's finding a connection with everyone she talks to, and it's a really strong connection. And I really think that's going to be good for her game. She's just got this great personality, and if you met her in person, you'd see that, she's definitely going to be a contender in this. She's going far. I don't know how far, but she's going far.
Hey, Brett, any survivors there tonight? Who else is partying with you out there?
No, just me, which was not a good thing. It was, but it kept me busy. Let's just say
the Bret LaBelle show. There we go. I love it.
Yeah. It was fun. A lot of great people came out to watch the show, and I lost you guys again.
No, you didn't lose us. I was just showing it off.
Boy Green screwing around with the camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a good crowd. Came out, watched the show, and it was a lot of fun. So.
What I was going to ask you is, have you ever fallen asleep on the beach and then lost your wardrobe out to sea? We saw that happen a little bit early in the episode tonight. What are those two doing? Don't you know high tide, low tide? We all kind of know this in basic world. What's up with that?
Yeah. I fell asleep on the beach many times, but no, my clothes didn't go full.
Never got washed away.
No. Once the water hits you, it kind of wakes you up.
Yeah, wakes you up. You get the heck out of there.
Unless you have narcolepsy or something.
Which could be an issue out there on the island. Brett, if you for Sophie, she lost her shoe out there, and then luckily someone else found it, and then they brought it to her. If you lose a shoe, are you just screwed out of a shoe? Will the Survivor people behind the scenes, help you out and hook you up back with your shoes?
No, if you lose your shoe, you do not have a shoe.
Wow.
So that was huge that she got that back.
Jake has to be proud.
She's almost better off. She would be almost better off taking off her other shoe and just run. Take care, guys.
And just go back.
By the way, a big salute to Jake, the shoe bandit striking from beyond to the season.
Yeah, right.
Being
that was
able
funny.
to fight
Boy,
back.
he never got caught with that, huh?
Yeah,
they thought the bandit was still around,
Yeah, I wonder what they'll think. Let me ask you this. This is a kind of a cool question. So you bring that up about Jake, and obviously these people are now watching the show, all right? So they're seeing all the things that we get to see on television, the dastardly
The
deeds and things that are
confessionals.
going
Yeah,
on.
right. Yeah.
What do you remember when you watched back your season? What do you remember that you thought one thing and then you were like, oh my goodness, it was complete opposite, or, oh, that was the person who did that. Darn, I went the wrong way on that. Like, did you learn some things when you watched it back and have some kind of, shocking moments, dare I say? Or did you read the room well?
Oh yeah, no, you definitely do. Like, you never leave. You're looking at it from your point of view. The whole game is your point of view. So you're like, I did this, I did that, and then all of a sudden you see someone take credit for it. Zeke, for instance, takes credit for going to rocks. And I love Zeke. He's my friend. I just talked to him the other day, but he gets on there. He's smart. He's a writer, right? He was a writer from New York, and he understands production. He understands what you have to do. I'm a Boston police officer. I do not understand production. I just go out there and think that they're going to show the story the way it came down. So I love Zeke to death, but when we went to Rocks afterwards, he does this little confessional saying, yeah, they all went to Rocks for me. It's like, no, I didn't go to Rocks for Zeke. Now, don't get me wrong. I was working with Zeke. I was happy he didn't go home. I went to Rocks because I knew if I didn't get through that vote, they were gunning for me next. So, or they might have been gunning for me on that tribal. So I knew I didn't have a choice. I had to go to Rocks. I had to win that Rock vote, and we did. So, but it's just funny that the story is, everyone will say to me, I have people come up to me, why did you go to Rocks for Zeke? I'm like, I love Zeke, but I did not go to Rocks for Zeke. I went to Rocks for myself,
We always ask you this periodically during our reviews of Survivor. We've done this for many, many seasons with you, most of them on the radio. Now we're living in this post-game virtual world. But, all right, we're, 4 episodes through. Do you have a favorite or two? Who do you think is looking good, even though we're a long way from it? Who's looking good right now?
So I like Nate. He's making me nervous tonight. Tonight was the first time I was nervous with Nate.
Showed a little temper tonight. That was a little scary to me.
Yeah, you need to reel that in. You can't be mad someone voted for you. You're on Survivor. Your name's going to come up. You cannot overplay that, and you can't go back mad now. And the other thing is, I really like Sophie. I really do, and I have her, so I'm psyched about that.
Yeah.
But I don't know who has Riz. Oh, that's right, it's Boy Green.
I do.
Dude, I don't know. I'm getting that kid is getting and you know me with the edit guys, but he's getting one hell of an edit. He's
getting a very good edit.
Yeah. I have a good feeling for him too. Trying to think
He's one of those.
I actually have a good feeling for Shannon also. I'm not just saying that because I'm in the house with Shannon.
Yeah.
I actually have I really feel like she didn't get a lot of airtime today, but she got good airtime. I thought it was really good. So.
Yeah, I mean, you think about Rizzo and his edit, and like he had that horrible, what looked like it was going to be a horrible puzzle moment, right? When he
at the
says,
beginning,
I can't do anything with puzzles,
right?
And it's him and Alex, and they're on the beach alone, and Alex is crushing him, and then he cheats and looks at Alex's. Well, he wasn't cheating because there was no thing over it, but whatever. He did what he needed to do to solve that puzzle, and then because Alex couldn't figure out where to dig, he ends up winning that challenge, and that was kind of the start of Riz's edit. But he seems, I don't want to compare him to someone like Cochran, who was just a weakling, or even David Wright, who was just a crazy, nervous person when he first got on the island. But Rizzo seemed kind of weak in the beginning, but now you watch him and he looks like a strong player. He was strong in the challenge, great at collecting those blocks and putting him in the boat. He looks like he's starting to adhere to some leadership stuff. So, yeah, what do you think of, again, how Rizzo played the game? Look at this. So we can't even get away from the celebrity, Brett. It's a celebrity thing.
Yeah, sorry. Just saying hi. Just saying hi.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
We're talking the recap,
So what do you think about Rizzo's evolution?
I think Rizzo, I think he's got a great shot, and I do love his story. I think the story is great. That first scene to me is the best scene of that episode. So he had the best scene of that episode. I think he's beloved by the fans. I was watching today, even in here, everyone's cheering for him. So I really like his chances. I think he looked, like you said, he looked like the underdog. And you're starting to really see that he is a player. You're starting to see that he gets along with a lot of different kinds of people, and he's smart. He's not making stupid moves. He's not making stupid comments, So I'm really liking him. It's too bad that he gets stolen from you, Lurch. He was stolen from you.
That's an interesting way to put it. But, Brett, I'll say this. Obviously, me and you know how to pick Survivors.
I'm a cop, Boy Green. When I see somebody stealing, I gotta call it out. You know?
Yeah, right. Allegedly.
Ethics of being a police officer.
Allegedly.
Correct.
But again, I've never seen this episode in which I stole anything. But regardless,
right.
That's neither here nor there.
It's on the cutting room floor, I'm sure.
That's right. But Bret, me and you obviously know how to pick Survivor players because we've picked multiple winners in history. But I look at Lurch here on the fantasy draft board. He already has 2 people out. So do you have any advice for or any explanation for why Lurch sucks at picking Survivor players in a fantasy draft? Because he has consistently stunk. He's been the worst Survivor picker. It hasn't even been relatively close, Bret.
Well, you know when you're in love with someone, and then someone says to you, your good friend says, she's just not that in love with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got to say, Lurch, you're just not that good at this game. You know what I mean? That's all. You know?
I just would like to say we're coming out of a season where I was more than respectable. There were 4 people in the end, and I had 2 of them. Okay, now I didn't win, but I did have 2 of the 4. Well, you each only had 1, so I might not have won the long game, but I was in it. I was in it right to the end.
You know, have you ever seen an episode of Charlie Brown? What? That's just what I heard.
I pull the football out right before I go to kick it. I get it.
Now, listen, you still have 1 player. You're still in the game. Who knows? Who knows what could happen? Just hang on. Who do you got?
Ryan Reynolds.
Even the Ryan Reynolds lookalike.
Yeah.
It's that good.
Yeah. Oh no, listen. He didn't get much he didn't get much tonight, but I don't think that's a bad pick. I really don't.
He's blending nicely. He's blending, and he seems smart.
Yeah.
Tonight, he revealed a few strategical things, so he's definitely in the game thinking-wise. I wasn't sure of that early on, but we saw some strategic thoughts from him tonight, which I was very, happy about. To say, all right, please.
Yeah. No, I like him. I like him a lot too. I think he was on my list to take, so I would have taken him also. So.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, look, tonight wasn't a really dramatic one to break down, so we're not going to hold on to you any longer. There'll be longer post games for us, but tonight, 30 minutes is more than enough. So, Bret, thanks for breaking from your party. All right, go shake some more hands, kiss some more.
Show us that shop real quick one more time.
Mayor or something, Boston, whatever you're doing
up there. Yeah,
let me show you the rest of it. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. Give us a tour, baby.
Do a little tour before we get
out
of here.
If they close this down. All right, so here's a little bit of the.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's 1 floor.
Man. They decked it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone wave. They're waving.
Yeah, woo.
We'll go down. Hold on,
like you're in the jungles of Fiji,
Yeah, I know Lurch is tired. Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
And again, no Fijian pizza there, right? No Fijian
thank
pizza.
Thank God, no. All right, here's the other one here.
All right, nice. No people hanging. Welcome to the
look over here. You can get Boy Green. You can get your picture over here.
Oh, nice.
Oh, look at this. They got the logo, Boy Green.
Look at that.
Yeah, throw the buff on my head, man.
We'll sweet. Look at the winners.
The winners wall.
All the autographs.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And then you can play games.
Very nice.
Oh, cool. The Survivor challenges. Nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'd love to try? If you're going to put a game in a bar, you know what would be fun? Is the one where you drop the balls in, Bret, and then you got to keep catching them at the end.
Yes, they don't have that one. They have something similar to it upstairs.
That's a good game.
Yeah.
They have something similar to it upstairs. It's the one with the spoons.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're with Jeff.
Playing some motion.
Yeah, we got Jeff. Nice. Look.
Jeff hasn't moved much. He's probably drunk,
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you as always, sir. It's always great to be joined by you, and we look forward to many, many more. We'll see how this season goes. I'm a little down in the mouth, but I'll be okay. I'm going to be okay.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Lurch, and we're going to have to bring this Survivor Ultimate Fan Cafe to Syracuse, I think. You know what I mean?
Sounds good.
There we go.
Matt, I still love him. Tell him I still love him. It's not his fault.
I will.
No,
Everyone say goodbye to Jeff.
You'd still be in the game. It wasn't for that lousy coin flip, essentially. That's what it is. That's what a tribe swap is. It's a coin flip. It's terrible. I don't like it.
Well,
here's what it is.
You were robbed, buddy. You were robbed.
I was robbed. No doubt about it. Yeah, shrug your shoulders all you want, Boy Green. All right, Bret. Thank you. Have a great night, my friend.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
All right. There he is, Bret LaBelle, waving goodbye here as we say goodbye to another Survivor post-game show. Not a lot of, really devious things in tonight's episode. So I think we doped out everything that was in there, Boy Green. So again, we have more devious things going on and more action. We'll go longer with you. You're always welcome, by the way, folks, to jump into the comments and throw anything you want Bret's way or our way, and we'll have some fun with that as the weeks go on. But for all of you who joined us tonight, we do appreciate it. Boy Green, final thoughts? You got me.
Yeah, I
survived. You got Lucky and Jason still hanging around. You still got
Blue,
and I only have one now.
What people don't realize or don't acknowledge enough is that luck is such a massive part to your coin toss flip example, or I mean anything. There's a handful of things. The weather, doing this or this, lining up first or second, doing the puzzles or doing the water challenge, where you're assigned in the like. There's all this randomness to Survivor, which is crazy and important to acknowledge. But we have over 400 people in the room, so I want to give a shout out again, regardless of where you're watching. You could be watching on my Twitter account, it could be on YouTube, but regardless, make sure that you guys are checking it out here. YouTube.com/MC Show Digital. We do free giveaways. We do the weekly chats with Bret LaBelle for every Survivor episode. So subscribe to our channel so you don't miss it. And you'll make sure that you're a part of the party. And we have a playlist for these Survivor episodes. This includes weekly recaps, where we also do full-length interviews, Lurch, with David Wright. And we have
some. If you're interested in season 50, which is coming up in the spring, we've already done full-length interviews with Bret, a full-length interview with Tiffany Seeley, a former Survivor, and a full-length interview with David Wright about season 50, about the cast, the way the cast was picked, who would they have liked to seen in the cast. So there's some interesting Survivor content. Even though we recorded it weeks ago, you could still check it out. It's still worth listening. It's all about season 50, which obviously hasn't happened yet. So so check that out too.
So again, but free giveaways happening once we reach certain subscriber counts. So all you have to do is subscribe. It's free to do, and you get awesome Survivor content. So it's a win-win to win all kinds of free giveaways that we're doing here on the channel. So once we reach 500 subscribers, we got a big giveaway coming up.
All right. So, folks, get in on it. We'll be seeing you every single week after Survivor. We're doing it this season. We're doing it next season. We're doing it for the foreseeable future. And Bret is going to be joining us every week, and he's going to bring along some of his friends as well. So we might have multiple former Survivors in the room with us, breaking down the episodes from time to time. So you want to tune in for that as well. For all of you out there for tuning in, for Boy Green, and just thank you all for being here tonight. And we'll see you next Wednesday right after the show. It's going to be a hoot.